Lord, have mercy. Welcome to Mirror Domains, and this is the late night stream for Monday. Guys, we're going to be trying out some different things on the channel for the next week or so, maybe a couple weeks. Hey, we got to try different things. YouTube says a lot of my viewers are online right now, so we're going to try to capitalize on that. Now, if you haven't watched our movie news show that we do at 10:30 a.m., we're going to try to go over some of the stories and just look at some of the things that we did, kind of like a recap, and allow people who are online to see that perhaps there is a live stream going on where you'll be able to weigh in with some of these topics. And it's going to be a little bit less formal than the 8 o'clock show. Sorry, the 10:30 show, because we're at 8 o'clock now. While this will be our template, I thought that we would go in and look at it a little bit more to see if we can find some new developments for, well, let's just get into it. The writer's strike. Yeah, the writer's strike, it's something that's been splashed all over the pages of like the major trades. So it's kind of like, it's very topical. It's something that we need to take a look at. It's a deal breaking. They have a tentative agreement. Keyword tentative. As we spoke before, it's kind of thing. It's got to go through the process of making sure that leaderships on both sides are on board with this. It's basically the negotiators in the room came up with the agreement. This is what it's going to be. Okay, now each side's got to take it to their leaders and say, this is what the deal is going to be. Is this what you want? And then everybody's got to sign on the dotted lines. And then they take it back to the unions. And then it's kind of like everybody votes yes, and then it's done, right? Right? Is that the way I'm understanding it? Picketing suspended for the WGA. It's a good thing that this has happened now. I didn't want this to go on until like next year, until 2024. If it went into late December and stuff like that, that's bad for everybody. And I said this in the morning show that, maybe it'll put pressure on the actors' strike that's going on to come to a deal with theirs. But as I was going through the rest of my day, I was thinking, no. If the actors are not going to get what they feel is still a fair deal, then why? They don't need to go back to work just yet. It's the writers that write all the projects, so that stuff can still go on in the backgrounds, right? People can still be commissioned to write scripts for projects that are still upcoming. They just won't be able to produce anything just yet because people just can't act. Or they're not allowed to do their jobs acting in front of cameras. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hopefully things will get ratified here pretty quickly. I don't expect this process to go on for months or anything like that. I feel like it's a step in the right direction. It's a step in the direction that we want as movie fans, because nobody wants this to go on forever. And the directors are not striking, so if you have a project that's in development, all pre-production work can still go ahead. You just can't prep with actors, right? It's just, well, if you're not going to have, let's say you have got the late night shows that go on, like the Kimmels and the Fallons and stuff, who are you going to interview then? If you're not going to, like the shtick of the late night stuff, they're just getting on actors that are promoting their new movies and stuff like that. Well, then what's it going to be about? That's what I'm kind of curious. You can still have actors on. You can still have people on and talk about stuff. Talk about Sasquatch. Talk about aliens. That's very topical, right? If the aliens are going to be on the show, yeah, bring an alien on board. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. But it's good news all around. Deals impact on film, uptick on feature writers' job market, but actor scheduling conflicts down the road. Yeah. Lots of headlines out here. We reached the agreement. Do you need me to read this all to you? Is that entertaining? No, this is the kind of story that, well, you prefer to read. If you want to read that on your own, go ahead. Just found out my show was canceled. It hasn't been announced yet. If they can cancel us, then no one is safe. Well, you're an unemployed writer. I don't know what the heck you're talking about. Strike isn't over yet. Nothing to celebrate. Strike isn't over. Oh, yeah, I'm peaking now because I don't have my limiter on. There really no way to prevent Netflix, etc., from using AI outside the country, developing it and such. Well, yeah, and it's 3 years. The deal is for 3 years, so we'll be going through this again in 3 years. I don't think people need to be as afraid of AI as you think. It's the actors that I think have to be worried more about it. Because the writing is... you can put all the ingredients of the list that you want in the AI machine and hope that it spits out something that people are wanting to see. But it's not going to have... I think it's not going to be as artistic as people think it's going to be. And it's going to feel very manufactured. I think that's what you're going to feel from AI script. Like, look at the way that I'm talking. Look at the way that I'm doing things. Do you think a machine will come up with that? No. What do you do? What do you do? Yeah, see that? Look at that. Hey, James, I can't wait for Ahsoka episode 7 tomorrow. Yeah. Ahsoka. Speaking of which, hey, guys, are you enjoying Ahsoka? I know that it was early reported that people just weren't watching it, but then the numbers came out last week that suggested otherwise. I know that some people still stand on their hill and they will die on it, saying that no, people don't like Ahsoka, but people are. I'm happy to be one of those people. Speaking of which, hey, if you like this kind of stuff, the black hole reaction is going through some claims right now, and it's getting chopped up into... I'm doing my best to try to get that back out online. Hopefully in the next day, so that'll come back out. No One Will Save You, full reactions up on the channel. Suspect X movie reactions up on the channel. It Lives Inside review is up. And then speaking about Ahsoka, episode 6 is up on the channel. We've been watching full live watch-alongs, guys. Full live watch-alongs. Haunting in Venice review. And then, of course, then, you know, we do movie news here. Usually in the mornings, because we do gaming on our Twitch channel in the afternoons and late at nights too. Starting this week, we've got Survivor Season 45 starting. So Thursday mornings, each episode of Survivor this season is going to be 45 minutes. No, 90 minutes. I was like, yeah, 90 minutes. So it's going to be an hour and a half each episode. So that's good. I just hope they use it to the best. I don't want to be sitting there fast forwarding kind of thing. And get more challenges, please. More challenges. That's what I want. Yeah. All right. Any more juicy comments in here? Hey, WGA, this is on the Intertubs. Is it true? Speculation. I don't care about that. That guy's too verbose for my taste. Disney pulling 38 more shows from Hulu. Bye-bye residuals. That's for writers. How's that? Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess writers would get residuals as well. Wow. Dude, you lost. Give it up already. Yeah. You keep posting. You lost in comments. Wait till you see what the actual deal is and you realize much different. Because I don't really care about normal TV shows. James. Because I don't watch a lot of TV. I don't. I watch movies. And we watch the occasional series on here, just like Ahsoka, The Last of Us, Secret Invasion. You watched that, James? Yes, I did. But for the most part, like cable television shows? Absolutely not. If it's reality TV shows like Hell's Kitchen or even Survivor, I'll watch those. But like Young Sheldon, I don't watch that anymore. Tell me again why the WGA gained from this stride. Well, they get to go back to work, first of all. And we don't know all the details just yet. I know that they said that there's a leaked agreement, but guys, you were never, ever going to get everything that you wanted. I just hope it's not a situation where you've kind of made an agreement for something and then they kind of undercut you. They hamstrung you, right? You don't want that to happen. That would just be awful news. Terrible news. Right on. So you'll be able to write stuff now. Just won't be able to act and stuff. Sounded really out of key, James. Yes, it did. Your 2023 negotiating committee. Yay! Next! Oh yeah, we looked at the box office report. Oppenheimer, still doing good in China. Good for that. Mission Impossible 7, not so good, man. Not so good. We did look at the box office report for the week. None coming in at the number one spot, guys. Number one spot. Beating The Expendables 4. Now, I know that some people, yes, some people, it dropped to 14%. Just from this morning, right? It was at 15%. Guys, it's a stinker. It's touted as one of the worst films of the year. And I agree that I'm not going to pay a dime to watch this movie. If it's on Tubi someday, then perhaps my eyes will grace this movie. I'll permit it. Nate Adams, the only critic, says, I had a feeling this was going to be bad, but Expendables 4 still found a way to exceed my wildest expectations. Somebody who did like it. What we end up with is a heavy serving of unabashed fan food. Unabashed, huh? It's a movie meal custom cooked for fans, and it should satisfy the appetites of those hungry for more goofy banter and gleefully violent action. Well, that's what I said. I said, hey, if you're somebody who doesn't care about the script, who doesn't care about good acting, who doesn't care about the story, you just want to see things get blown up, then yeah, this is probably for you. But you gotta have some cohesion of a story for me to be somewhat intrigued with this. Now, is there going to be an Expendables 5? No. This one cost around $100 million. It's being reported. And with a $8 million opening, it's not as if those numbers are going to go up, guys, because this came out in 3,500 theaters. So people who wanted to go see it have had more than enough chances to go and see it. It's going to run into Saw 10 and The Creator this week when that opens up. So Nun 2 coming in at the number 1 spot is cool, man. I dig that. That's what I want to hear. I want to see the Nun again. Well, yeah, because of Thaisa Farmiga. Thaisa. Ah! Do you guys like those kind of guitar players? I never understood it, where they're like, oh. Ooh. It's like, what are you doing, man? I don't know. It's the music, James. Can't you just feel it get into you? And it's just, it sets my soul afire. It gives me so much passion. I don't know. Sorry, I'm throwing some shade here at some guitar players, and I probably ruffling some feathers, but whatever. I just think it's fun. It's funny how some people make faces. All right, we didn't look a lot at the remaining box office that put in 56 cases. Wow. What Doesn't Float only opened up in one theater and made $4,900. Nice. In one theater. What is that? What Doesn't Float? An anthology of New Yorkers at their wits' end. So what is that? Like just a collage of people saying that, oh, this this street in New York sucks? I don't know. Uncharitable. Showing how uncharitable traditions and prejudices have suffocated the charitable sector and prevented from leading the charge to truly change the world. Okay. So that came in at 38 with $12,000. Farewell, My Concubine re-release. My Sailor, My Love. The Origin of Evil. Now that does sound like it could be, if it's a horror movie, up my alley. A woman on the verge of financial collapse attempts to reconnect with her wealthy estranged father and his new family. The Origin of Evil made $1 million in 3 days. Internationally. That sounds like it is a foreign film, doesn't it? More than a domestic one. Maybe. Oh, it's French. Looks like it's a French film. Yeah. Sebastian Marnier. Anybody that I recognize in this cast? Nope. Fascinating. Well, I totally respect foreign films, guys. We've watched our fair share of Swedish films, Norwegian films here on the channel. We've even watched some Hindi films, Telugu films. Hey, you name it. I can. What the heck is I can? An adulterous couple's daughter was born with one arm. Oh, okay. So it's a story, feel-good story, right? But her softball skills reveal God's true grace. Oh, it's a religious movie. I Can. Stop Making Sense re-release. Creation of the Gods. That's a Mandarin film, isn't it? Is that the one I'm thinking of? The magnificent Eastern High fantasy epic that recreates the prolonged and mythical wars between humans and mortals and monsters, which happened more than 10,000 years ago. 3,000 years ago, not 10,000. It is Mandarin, right? So Okay. It is playing here. Yeah. Only at the 10:10 show. Could be. Chris Schober says, I'm going to be reviewing the Children of the Corn movies too, James. Have you ever seen Stepfather 1, 2, and 3? No, I haven't. It does sound familiar, though, Stepfather. All right, so we're just wrapping up the rest of the box office here. The only other new one that came out last week was It Lives Inside in 2,000 theaters. I liked It Lives Inside. I did. No, I didn't. I thought it was mediocre. What am I saying? Yes, it was mediocre at best. 3 million. Yeah, is that it? Yeah, I didn't get a budget for that one. I don't think that'll crack the top 5 next week. I wanted to, just so that we can see that some of the newer releases beat Barbie and Equalizer. Equalizer's been out for 4 weeks now and still is in the top 5. We didn't look at that. 148 on a $70 million budget, so that's going to be fine, right? That'll be fine. Haunting in Venice had an $80 million budget, right? And it's going to crawl over the break-even line, I believe. Yeah. All right. What's next? Martin Scorcese. Yeah, we talked about this one at length, and we actually cut this story out by itself. And I went on for like 10 minutes. I didn't realize I talked about this for like 10 to 12 minutes. He went on to say that big blockbusters are like a danger to our culture because that's all that people will expect when they go to the cinema. And I made the case, well, yeah, most people can maybe see one movie a month if they've got a family, just because of how expensive it is. It's not as if it's something where it's like me or somebody who gets like a cinema pass or something where they go every week to see at least one new release. Like even like this weekend when The Creator and Saw X is coming out. If you got to choose, as much as we're hearing good things about The Creator, it's Saw 10 that's going to be that'll be getting my money first. Saw 10. And I do like Gareth Edwards, but I went on with that. There has to be variety in theaters, but and for the most part there is variety. If you don't like the big tentpole things in the theater right now, then go to the smaller theaters. You can find some faith-based movies like I Can. Some foreign films like Creation of the Gods, Jawan right now, a Hindi action movie that's doing pretty well. And don't let this international number, it's fooling you because they're not bringing in any of the numbers that India posts, which I don't understand why Box Office Mojo doesn't do that. I don't get it. They should. Maybe because it would be... it would taint their results, maybe. International numbers. India. Yeah, let's take a look at that. So they only put Haunting in Venice. Are you telling me that Haunting in Venice is the only movie that's opened up in India? No. So it's only like North American releases, and that's what gets me a little bit frustrated. Fast 10 rounds out the top 5 for the worldwide box office of this year so far. And it's deceptive because the movie cost $350 million plus to produce. So you would look at that and say, oh, well, Fast 10's been successful. Yeah. that's what happens when you spend $350 million just on the budget. You got marketing on top of that. You have what the theater's percentages are going to be taking. It's barely just broken even. Okay, James. Okay, we get it. You're beating it over the head. So yeah, that happens. The one thing about doing late night searches for news is that it'll lead into tomorrow's show if we do a movie news show. Is that sometimes it's sparingly, all right? That's the headlines that come out. Fall of the House of Usher has got 96%. Limited series on Netflix. Fall of House of Usher is something we will be doing full live watch-alongs here for on the channel. The Venery of Samantha Bird. Is that what that is? Starring Catherine Langford is being scrapped at Starz without airing. It was reported at the time that only 2 episodes of the first season were left to film. Well, that sucks. Stephen Amell? Yeah, he can't act. I don't understand why, or there's he can't. He was a terrible Casey Jones. Terrible. And that's the distinction between television acting and Hollywood, like movie acting. There's a huge difference. Because in acting on TV, sometimes you got to wait for the laugh track because you just told a joke. I didn't go up there. And you're paused waiting for the laugh track. See, I wanted to try coming on here. Like Monday night is supposed to be one of the busiest times for my audience to be online. And if it's proving that doing the show twice a day, it does feel a little bit weird to go back over these headlines. It does. So maybe we'll keep it a little bit brief today, and we'll switch back to Twitch and we'll go play some video games. Yeah. Because out of my week, they said 8 o'clock on Monday nights. Very many of my viewers are online. Oh, yes. It's actually mostly all at nights, which is fine, but it actually used to be all at 12. So it does change. Got to pay attention to it. So what's going on with the Jamie Lee Curtis news now, James? Okay, so Jamie Lee Curtis. We're talking about that today as well. She's up for a role in. Well, fans wanted her to be in. The fans wanted her to be in One Piece season 2 as a character, Dr. Kuria. I don't know, guys. I never watched the anime, so I don't know any of the characters. But she responded to that call. The showrunner said that they would be on board with her coming on for that. And she said, hey, Netflix at One Piece anime, the internet has spoken and mommy needs a job. So she said that she would be up for playing it. But the actors' strike would have to come to a close for her to be on board, right? For her to officially sign a contract to come on board and play the role. But many people want it, and that's what's happening. Yeah, that's the photo of her as the sort of character that she would be. Oscar-winning actress, so yes, that could possibly be. John Woo is having a new movie out called Silent Night, December 1st. Joel Kinnaman plays a guy whose daughter gets killed or something, and his voice box gets hit, so he can't talk throughout the entire movie. Hey, we just got a movie like that where the main character couldn't talk. No One Can Save You, that alien abduction movie. The main character, she can talk, and she does say a few lines, but for the most part, she doesn't speak a word throughout the movie. So is that what we're going to get here with the Kinnaman movie? John Woo, I just want to see if he can still do it. Yeah, I don't know. John Woo's pretty good. Marvels, I like Brie Larson, Teyonah Parris. We will be doing full live watch-alongs leading up to the Marvels for Miss Marvel. Grumpy Man Reacts. 6 episodes, right? We'll be doing that. Taylor Swift causes a media frenzy. Supposedly, her and Travis Kelce are dating each other. That's fine. No, that's not Travis Kelce there. I don't know who that is. Might be her bodyguard. Travis Kelce plays for the Kansas City Chiefs as a running back, right? Whatever. There's her with Sophie Turner. Roadhouse is coming to Tubi soon, so maybe next month we'll watch some Roadhouse. Yeah, and see Patrick Swayze take over as a bouncer at the Double Douche. Yeah, I like that movie. It's cheeky. And, man, I had a huge crush on the blonde in that movie. But they just put it on Crackle, James, did they? All right. Oh, yeah, I got to turn on my filters again. I'm done with the guitar. There we go. Now it shouldn't crackle as much, so it shouldn't peak. All right, what else is? I'm kind of curious about this Resident Evil Vendetta, because I don't think I've ever seen it. I've watched most of Resident Evil content, including the terrible last few ones with Mila Jovovich, where it was cutting every 2 seconds. It was horrible, absolutely horrible. Bloodsport. Oh, yeah, Van Damme. Talking about Van Damme. If that's going to be on Tubi, we'll watch it. Mask of Zorro. Man of Tai Chi. That one I want to check out, too, because that one I don't think I have seen, oddly enough. Keanu Reeves' directorial debut. I thought it was more of a documentary, though. Tiger Chen plays a modest disciple of Tai Chi who's multiple invitations to an illegal fighting tournament. Oh! Yeah. What's this? Bloodshot 2. What? 4 days ago. Bloodshot bombed. What do you mean? Alternative comic company Valiant fans beg the question, why an almost 4-year delay for Bloodshot's follow-up? Because Bloodshot didn't do so well at the box office. That's why. Yeah. Did anybody actually see this? $39 million on a budget of 45. Now that's more reasonable, Vin. $45 million for the budget. That's much more reasonable. A slain soldier is reanimated with superpowers very Universal Soldier-ish, right? 39 million. Um, but yeah, if you were ever begging the question, I don't know why you would, for Bloodshot 2, there's your answer. An underdog from another universe. Uh, Aside from Fast and Furious uh, and Riddick, Vin Diesel has not had a lot of success. The first Triple X, but that was cheeky. It was lightning in a bottle. They tried Xander Cage Returns, which was God. I had forgotten about that film. I'm gonna go put that back in the. Yeah. Uh, he's not a thespian actor. He doesn't have much range. He's got a big head on his shoulders. That's the problem with Vin. He hasn't been humbled yet. Of like, no, Vin, you're not going to have $100 million to make this movie. No, Vin, you're not going to have final cut say on this. No, Vin, you're not going to be able to cast whoever you want in this film. No, Vin, you're not going to be able to produce this film. If you want to star in it, you want to be in this, you're going to do what you're told. You're going to show up on time. You're not going to be forgetting your lines, or you're going to be fired. That's what needs to happen to him. But he's got a big following. He's got a huge fan base. And a lot of people look the other way. His work ethic is, yeah. He needs to be humbled. And hopefully these box office bombs, I thought, would start to humble him. But you hear him talk like on the press tours for Fast 10 and stuff. And it's kind of like, it just hasn't gone through to it yet, right? I'm going to be watching The Kitchen Nightmare tonight on Channel Fox at 8 o'clock tonight. Oh, is that the debut episode tonight? Chris said, I watched it, I own it on DVD. It's good, but it's just a cheesy a little bit. Okay. What streaming service is Bloodshot on? Let me pull up my Netflix. See if... Oh, it is on Netflix. Should we go roast some Vin Diesel tomorrow? Isaac Gonzalez. Guy Pearce is in it. So you do have some good actors attached to it. This movie is exciting, it says. Yeah. Oh, about Kitchen Nightmares. I like Gordon Ramsay. I do. It's just some of the shows, especially I really liked Master Chef when it first came out, but now it's too redundant. I really like Master Chef, but then it's kind of like I got to the point where I was fast forwarding a lot, and I was just like, just get to who gets eliminated, and then it was kind of like, well, why do I watch the show then? They need to revamp it, but it still makes a lot of views on the cable networks. So there you go. All right, guys, that's pretty much all I have for today. In our late stream here. Yeah, as I said, we are going to be test running the late streams here for movie news content on various platforms. It does feel weird doing it here on YouTube again, because we already did this stuff today. And if you really want to watch it, which people do later on, they do watch it, you get me more animated and such. I just thought, well, because of that slot right there, it says many viewers on. Give people a chance to come in and say their piece. Maybe it's the thumbnail. I should put more thought into the thumbnail process. Subscribers. Yeah, I probably shouldn't be sharing all my analytics with you guys, but whatever. The main one I can't show you is revenue. They said that's a big no-no. So basically, Social Blade is mostly, for the most part, correct when it comes to that stuff. But you got to look at the lower number, not the higher number. They show the range of stuff. It could be making this much this week. Weekly average is 85 cents or 86 cents. Yeah. And I think that's pretty much accurate for my weekly average. Yeah. C plus. I was this close. I was a B minus once for like a couple days. I do like the long content. It's not breaking through. And I like to think that I'm somewhat animated with it. I know I'm definitely comprehensive enough. Maybe I'm too comprehensive. I'm not niche enough. I should just say, from now on, we're only going to talk about comic book movies. But that's not what I want to do. I want to talk about everything. I want to talk about Martin Scorcese. I want to talk about Jamie Lee Curtis, Vin Diesel, Taylor Swift. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I don't know. We'll see. All right, guys, that's it for me tonight. Hit that thumbs up button. Did you review for the Expendables? No. As I said, I'm not going to be watching the Expendables. So, all right, come join us tomorrow. If not, come and join us over on the Twitch stream. That'll start up in about 5 minutes. We'll go back onto the World of Warcraft and try to pick up some loose ends before tomorrow's reset. Enjoy the rest of your day. You're watching